Featherweight bout, David Onama, Gabriel Santos, minus 212 for Santos, plus 212 for Onama, over under 2.5 rounds, plus 135 for the over, minus 135 for the under. Gabriel Santos picking up his first loss in his last time out, and which was a close fight against Lerone Murphy. He looked pretty dang good in that one because Lerone Murphy is not an easy debut, and he went toe-to-toe. It was a split decision. I mean, a lot of people thought that was some hometown cooking there in London for the boy Lerone Murphy. But either way, he got the loss. And David Onama, it's going to be his first fight back without his head coach, James Krause, which was his last time out was against Nate Landwehr in August. And that was one of the craziest fights I've ever seen. And he lost that one by a majority decision. Damn near had him knocked out in the first round. Probably did have him knocked out and then brought him back to life. And things got wild after that. But I think both guys are talented. Santos, I mean, the price on Santos is like, it's a little tough. Like considering David Onama, the frame on him is really good. 5'11", 74-inch reach for a featherweight. He's athletic. He's fast. You just got to question the cardio, and the skills might still be a little bit raw. But Gabriel Santos looks like super skilled. And, I mean, that debut was a high-level fight. And I would assume that he can do similar things to Lerone Murphy and probably get the better of him. But at minus 212, that's a tough one. Tough one to buy. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a little shocked he's that big of a favorite coming off of his UFC debut loss against a guy who does have wins in the UFC over Gabriel Benitez and Garrett Armfield, 2 finishes too. So you know that Onama's got finishing ability. He can do it by submission. He can do it by KO. I think that cardio and gas tank is just that's why the line is this way, because we saw Gabriel Santos take Murphy and take him down a handful of times, do some good work on the ground, control him, strike with him. And he didn't really show any signs of completely gassing out. And I'm pretty sure it was short notice too, right? For him?
Yeah, somewhat. I think it's
a couple weeks or something.
2 or 3 weeks, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So, I mean, he showed that he's well-rounded. He can go the full duration of the fight. And Onama, man, that fight against Landwehr was one of the best fights I've ever watched. Well, I was so hyped watching that.
Yeah.
But he was so tired, and he does get hit too when he gets tired. His arms go down, his chin's wide open. He's susceptible to the takedowns, and I think a guy like Santos, if he gets on top of you while you're tired, can find a lot of finishes. So that does scare me. But again, man, Onama is super, super dangerous in the first couple of rounds of a fight. I don't think he should be plus 210. I really don't. I think this is closer to not quite a pick 'em. Maybe you get minus 150 for Gabriel Santos, but as it's creeped up, it's just insane to me how big of a favorite he's become.
Yeah.
For the pick, I think Gabriel Santos should win, but I will not be at all surprised if David Onama has fixed some things, gotten his cardio in check a little bit better, and is able to win a couple rounds here.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, if Santos like won that fight, what would this price be? Like, because that kind of indicates like the books probably thought he won, or at least it was close enough to where they think he's won. But I've been looking at like David Onama's Instagram, and there's like no updates at all. So I'm like, what? I mean, he announced his fight against Santos, but like there's no updates on anything. So I don't know what's going on with him, where he's at. But there's a lot of question marks there too. It's like what, because that was kind of the fight that like may have sparked the whole Krause betting scandal. Like, because that's how the story goes. I think is like they had money on Onama and he lost to Nate as a pretty sizable favorite. But he's coming back here. I don't know where he's at. But he's so talented, and he's down to scrap always. So this is probably gonna be a really good fun fight. But yeah, just with the unknowns, I'm gonna go with Santos for the pick. Don't love the price at all. I don't love the price at all because of the ceiling of Onama is definitely there, and Santos is still pretty green. Like he had a good first fight, but let's see if he can replicate it moving forward.